Becoming successful on YouTube involves a shift in your mindset, and I'm going to explore that in this video. Moving from a consumer to a creator. Most people out there consume far more content than they create themselves. And in my mind, in order to become successful on YouTube, you need to flip the switch there. You need to become someone who creates more content than they consume. And it's more than just what you do in that regard, it's what you think. It's a bit of a blessing and a curse, I would say. But now whenever I watch content, I look deeper into it than just what the person on camera is saying. I think about the setup, the lighting they use, the script, how they must have thought about creating this content, who their target audience is, how they've gone about asking the people to appear in their videos. I've had a complete mindset shift from just consuming the content blindly to thinking about how they create it. And also, I create now far more content than I actually consume. Stop caring what other people think. I think there's a bit of an illusion when it comes to starting YouTube that you're worried about putting yourself out on the internet for the world to see. But actually, I don't think it's the world of strangers that see your content that would put you off. It's your family, your friends, your peers. Those are the people that you're worried about actually getting judgment on. Those people who you see on a day-to-day basis, who know about you and can judge you in person for the content that you're putting out. Ultimately, you need to shift your mindset around caring about what people think, and you can't just flick a switch. For me, the way I've managed to turn this off is actually just realizing that ultimately no one really cares. Most people are so engrossed and ingrained in their own lives and their own daily habits in terms of what they have going on, etc., that ultimately your YouTube content might get 10 seconds worth of space in their brain, and then they'll just move on to the next thing. And in your mind, your entire mind is consumed with the worry of those people judging you, thinking about what you're doing with your content, thinking less of you for making videos on camera, etc. And another piece of advice I'd give you, particularly when you're first starting out, the first 20, 30 videos you make on YouTube will probably not get all that many views anyway. So the fear of being judged, you can kind of put that aside because not many people are going to see your content anyway to judge you in the first place. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave me a like rating, subscribe to the Tom H Coaching channel down below. And if you want to reach out to me to get private one-to-one YouTube coaching, hit me up on the email tomhcoaching@gmail.com. Be obsessed. In order to be successful on YouTube in your particular niche, I personally think you need to make yourself a world-leading expert on that niche. You need to be amongst the top 5 people in the world who know the most about your niche. And that involves being absolutely obsessed with knowing about it. So that means, in my mind, the niche needs to be a key part of your life, something that is probably already ingrained in your life anyway before you start that YouTube channel. And in terms of the research that you do for your videos in order to put your video together, you need to leave absolutely no stone unturned. In terms of the factual information, for example, that you give away on your videos, you cannot be wrong because it will be picked out in the comments and people will realize that and be put off from your content because ultimately you're making mistakes. Now, that might appear to be a perfectionism mindset, which in some cases it probably is. But I think, I'm not teaching you the easy stuff. I'm teaching you the reality. And in order to stand out amongst a field of, most niches in YouTube, let's be fair, are pretty competitive. You need to be absolutely obsessed with your topic and make sure you're one of the world's leading people in terms of knowledge about that niche. Making sacrifices. I imagine most people watching this video already have some kind of employment that exists alongside this YouTube channel that they want to build, right? And in order to be successful on YouTube around a full-time job, you're going to need to make sacrifices, right? Because the average person doesn't have a YouTube channel, right? The average person doesn't even have a side hustle in the first place. And the average person probably goes out on the weekends, spends their time in the evening watching Netflix, etc. And you need to make a sacrifice here. In order to be successful on YouTube, you need to sacrifice some of those things that other people are doing in order to prioritize the channel. So, for example, going out on weekends, saying yes to every single birthday party, wedding, friendly social event that you're invited to. You need to start saying no to some of those things, right? Because you're going to lose out on valuable time in terms of making YouTube videos. And for me, the number one thing that I've really tried to cut out is going out in the evenings and staying out late, because ultimately that just has a compounded effect in days to come where I wake up feeling hungover, unmotivated, tired, and not having the energy or not looking up to scratch to put myself on camera and make videos. So going out on the weekends, at least until late, past probably 11 p.m, is what I've really cut out. And also, something I've noticed when I've studied the most successful YouTubers, entrepreneurs, even sports people in their space, right? The top people in the world in particular domains, they're not necessarily defined by the things that they do, because most people, I think in the realms of sports people, are training in the same way. They're not really missing days of training, etc. But the best are absolutely 100% dedicated to their craft. And the only way you can be 100% dedicated to something is by removing all of the distractions that you have around you and saying no to anything that prevents you from achieving your goals. I'm not saying really to build a YouTube channel, you need to say no to absolutely everything that isn't working on the channel, but you do need to make sacrifices. And being in the mindset of, putting yourself in a position where you're able to say no to things is really going to help you. Imagining your future. Something I really like to do when thinking about what the future of my life looks like, and this is a bit of holistic self-improvement or just self-help advice in general that will help you with YouTube. I picture my perfect Tuesday or my ideal Tuesday. I sit in a room with absolutely no distractions, no phone, no music, no screens, nothing. I close my eyes and I think a random Tuesday in my life in, say, 5 years' time that I've perfectly crafted and perfected. What does that look like? Where do I wake up? Who do I wake up next to? What car do I drive? What do I eat for breakfast? What do I do when I first wake up in the morning? All of the activities in my day, I plan that out in my head to, my absolute dream scenario, and then I go after it. And your dream Tuesday, if you're watching this video and you want to build a YouTube channel, will probably involve in some way your YouTube channel. How big will that channel be at that time? How often will you work on it? Will you have a team supporting you? All of those thoughts and feelings around your YouTube channel on your dream Tuesday. By the way, I pick a Tuesday because a Tuesday is pretty much an average day in your life. And that will really help motivate you in terms of building towards a life that you want. Because I think most people start a YouTube channel either with a view of trying to build a career around a passion or make some money on the side in order to work towards the dream life that they want to achieve. So why would you not picture that dream life in perfect detail to motivate yourself to work on your YouTube channel?